All right. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? Let's see who we got here. We have Ferris Blatt, Dan, Nas, Lavrov, Lionheart, Carl, JK, Princess, and Dr. Conditioning, Rostin, Nas. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all having a great Tuesday. Can you guys tell me how my audio is? Like, can you hear me fine? Is the music too loud? Music's a little too loud in my ear. Music a bit too loud. Yeah, one of the problems with this soundtrack, this playlist I use, is that the songs are not all the same volume. So I have to adjust it over time. Let's see. It's been a while since I streamed, so I'm working on my audio levels, getting everything set up properly. How's everyone doing? Let's see. So we have a bunch of stuff to talk about today. So this is an AMA, so if anyone wants to ask any questions, feel free. I'm here to answer questions. If you don't know who I am the creator of Warzone. This is a game that I've been making since 2008. And we've had a bunch of recent developments that we're just certainly going to talk about today. So just recently, Clan Wars launched, which is a new clan competition. So, and there was just an update today. I imagine a lot of people watching this don't know about this. Just in the last, hour. In fact, I had to stress quite a bit to get it out before the stream started, because I was like, I wanted to fix a couple bugs. So, one of the key bugs that has been really annoying is this new Clan Wars feature has this concept of time slots. So, every 6 hours, there is a time slot. You can join the Clan War. If you're in a clan. If you're not in a clan, you can join it just by hitting your name and then join a clan. But this countdown was wrong, and it still might be wrong if you're on the mobile app, but if you're on the website, at least now it's correct on the website. And it'll be fixed on the mobile app once the next app updates comes out, which I'm going to start working on as soon as the stream ends. But at least now we have it correct on the website, which was all I could do before the stream started. So let's talk about Clan Wars real fast. Then we'll talk about today's update. And then I'll start answering questions from the chat. So Clan Wars, new feature, just came out, just started yesterday, basically. And so this is a way you can compete if you're in a clan. Again, if you're not in a clan, you can use the new join a clan feature. Get in a clan. Ooh, we only have one open clan right now. This is actually potentially a problem. I want to have, one of my goals is to make sure there's always at least one clan open, so that anyone that wants to be in a clan can be in one. The problem is if this list gets empty, that's something I need to figure out a solution for. But anyway, once you're in a clan, you show up when one of these time slot happens. So right now, the next time slot is in 1 hour, 43 minutes. That'll be 5 p.m. in my time zone. But it's every 6 hours after that. So hopefully you can find a time that works for you. So basically, you show up, when a time slot is active, you click join, and you get a few templates you can choose. You click the template you want to play. You get a real-time game on that template against an opposing clan member. You play it, and if you win, your clan will earn territories on this map. So this is where we stand right now. So a bunch of clans have won because this thing just launched yesterday. There's only 2 clans that have 2, Python and Master Clan. So you can click on any of these territories and you can actually see the games that were played to win. So for example, these 5 or 6 people contributed towards getting the Gulf Coast for the Python clan. And then you can even go in and you can watch the individual games and see how they're played out and stuff and read the chat. So that's cool. Anyway, and then there are a bunch of rewards you can earn by your clan doing well in Clan Wars. Put the music up just a little bit. For example, right now, so this first season, the rewards are what I consider to be somewhat lower than what we're going to, because it's the first season and I expect participation will pick up over time. But right now, whichever clan gets the most territories on the map will get 2,000 coins at the end of the season, distributed amongst their clan. They also get a rare artifact and one of every idle power. Second place gets 1,000 coins, a rare artifact, and a multi-level power. Third through fifth place gets 500 coins. 6th through 10th gets 100 coins and artifacts and powers and stuff. You also get rewards just for playing, basically, based on, they're called territory rewards, but basically participation rewards, because even if you're not the best strategic clan in the world, you might not be able to get these rank rewards, but you should be able to still get the territory rewards. So even if you only get one territory in the map, which is easy, you get ally sell values increased by 10% for 2 weeks. So these are all Warzone idle rewards. Things like cheaper mercenaries, better prices on your stuff, reduced artifact cooldown time. This is actually a unique reward that there's no other way to get. Reducing the artifact cooldown time. There's no way to do that other than clan rewards. You can also get battle protection. Attacks against you in idle battles are reduced. That's another thing that you can't get any way other than clan wars. You can also get reduced artifact dig times and AP received from levels increased. So a lot of really good stuff in there. The rewards are given to people who participate in the clan season rewards. Also, everyone that participates in the clan war will get a free cash at the end of the season. Territory rewards per season. Territory rewards actually last for 2 weeks. You can see right here it says for 2 weeks. And you get it as soon as you capture that many territories immediately. Whereas the rank rewards happen at the end of the season. So that's Clan Wars. That's a brief summary of Clan Wars. There's a lot more to it. We're actually going to play the Clan Wars on stream here in 1 hour, 40 minutes. So I set that up to make sure a time slot would happen during the stream. So, and we'll talk more about how the queuing and stuff works, I'm sure, over the course of this stream. I'm sure people are going to have questions about it. So that was basically what started yesterday. Today, as I said a minute ago, there was an update. Let's go to the blog here. So there was an update that just went live about an hour ago. As I said earlier, I was trying to get this out before the stream started. So this adds a few things. This is something I'm actually really excited about. It's a pretty minor thing, but it's, I think, going to be really useful. I call it the Modifier breakdown dialog. And all that is it's a way you can see in Warzone Idle all the modifiers for your empire. Let me wait for it to load here. So if you have Statistics Advancement Level 2, you come in here to the Army Camps tab, and you have this new Modifiers button. You click on that, and you can basically see everything that's affecting your empire. For example, your Army Camp production is 180%. 70% of that is coming from your advancement, which you can, of course, see on the Advancements tab. Increase Army Camp production, 70%. 80% of it is coming from my Epic Artifact, which you can see right here. I have this Epic Artifact equipped, which increases Army Camps by 80%. And then 215% from Techs, which is, of course, on this page. Increase Army Camps by 15%. Increases Army Camps by 15%. So this basically gives you a way of seeing how they add together. I also hope this is going to help, because one of the frequently asked questions I get about Warzone Idle is people don't understand that these numbers are summed together. So like if they equipped an Epic Artifact of 80%, they expect it to be 80% on top of everything here, but actually all these numbers are summed together. So sometimes that's confusing, and I think having this dialogue makes it clear. Let's see, I'm going to look at chat. Let's see. I know there's going to be a lot of questions in the chat that I haven't been reading because there's a lot of chat. I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. Maybe I'll scroll up and start at the top at some point. Anyway, that's the new Modifier breakdown dialog. The new thing is idle notifications. So this is another feature that a lot of people have been asking for, which is now if you're a Warzone Idle player on iOS or Android, you can get a notification in your notification tray when certain things happen. Like if you're digging for an artifact, when it completes, it'll put a little notification in your tray saying, hey, your artifact is done, you should go claim it. Whenever your maximum idle time is reached, so you know when you need to go click it to go keep your stuff moving, it'll send you a notification. If you're on Android, it'll just start sending you these notifications once the Android app update comes out. Now, it's not released yet, so this was just, the code for this was just completed in like the last hour. So after this stream ends, I'm actually going to start rolling out the Android update, which can take a few days. So you might not have this yet, but you should get this over the next few days if you're an Android player. If you're an iOS player, it could take a few days more than that because Apple tends to be the last platform updated. But this stuff is coming for you. Other changes are there are new levels for the idle game, just a few minor things that were tuned. So like the territory income as a ratio to bonus income, we want that to be about 20 to 25%. That was something that was very inconsistent. So some levels were very high. Some levels I saw it be like 80%. Other levels were like 2%. So that was a little bit problematic. It's problematic because if it's too low, people email me and say, hey, I got this cool artifact that increases territory income, but it doesn't seem to be working. And I have to be like, well, yeah, but on your level, there is no territory income. And at the same time, if it's too high, then that artifact ends up being overpowered. So that was tuned. Another thing that was changed was resource caches. So there's an algorithm that determines what resources you get from resource caches in Warzone Idle. And it tries to maximize your... Let's see if I can get one. This is actually an old level, but it tries to maximize the amount of value you get from the resource cache. So here's one. So this one gave me 1 struct. This is an old level. And the reason 1 struct came up is because structs are worth so much that it was the highest value it could give you. The structs are worth 60 million each. So now the new algorithm, what it does is it tries to give you at least 10 of a thing. And it still tries to maximize the value, but it tries to maximize the value within giving you 10 of things. And the reason for that is because it allows things like artifacts. There's some artifacts that increase the number. I don't think I have one, but I sacrifice mine pretty often. But there's some artifacts that give you increased resource cache. Basically increase the amount of resources you get from resource caches. But if you're only getting 1 from a resource cache, you would need to get your bonus up to 100% for it to have any effect. Because if it just increases it by 10%, it's not going to do anything. You can't have 0.1 of a struct. So by having the resources caches try to give you 10 of a thing, it helps make sure the artifact can actually give you a bonus. Because if the artifact gives you plus 10%, and the resource cache gave you 10 of a thing, then the resource cache will give you 11, because it's increased by 10%, which is 1. So that should help make those artifacts, and I think there's an advancement for it as well. The advancement's more impactful. In addition to that, there's a bunch of clan war improvements. So one of the things I mentioned earlier was the countdown was wrong. So right now it says 1 hour, 33 minutes. If you're on the iOS or Android app, this might give you a different number, and that's the bug. It should say 1 hour, 33 minutes, and if it's telling you a different number, it means it's wrong. It will actually start 1 hour, 33 minutes, even if the thing it tells you is wrong. So that's fixed now in the latest update. So it's fixed on the website, but in the mobile app, it's not fixed yet. The mobile app update will come out over the next few days, and then that bug will be a thing of the past. It's caused a lot of confusion, and I apologize for that. Another thing is clan war ratings going to never go negative. Fix the countdown, as I mentioned. Fix the sign up button. So when you sign up, it changes to a withdraw button. But it was changing to withdraw button on templates that you hadn't signed up for, so that's fixed. Fix clan war rewards looking like they were claimable before you contributed to clan war. This is another thing that was causing an error for a lot of people. So it would pop up a box saying, hey, you need to claim your reward, even when you weren't eligible to claim that reward. That was a bug. And if you tried to claim it, you'd get an error message. So it's fixed so it won't pop up that box telling you that you can claim it until you can actually claim it. Fix the name of 2v2s. Another thing that was wrong was there's this thing right here. Your clan has earned 1 territory and will earn its next in 6 more wins. This number right here, the 6 more wins, was bugged before today's update. So it gave you the wrong number. It gave you a number that was higher than it was actually supposed to be. So it's fixed on the website. It'll be fixed in the mobile app once the update comes out. So I apologize for all the bugs, but I hope I can fix them fast and it won't be a big deal. All right, so I'm going to scroll up in the chat room and I'm going to look for questions. Oh, what does the little C do underneath the upvote, downvote? That's an admin feature. So somebody was looking at the forum. I have this C. It basically clears every forum post that person has made recently. And that's been used because we've had people spam the forums before, where you come to the forum and every single post is by the same person. So this is many years ago, I added this little clear feature that I could click and just delete them all. One click. Really easy to help clean up the forum and make it less spammy. So that's why that appears for me and it doesn't appear for anyone else. Let's see. I'm going to start answering questions in chat. I am behind, so if you asked a question a while ago, you're going to answer now. If you're asking a question now, you're going to have to wait. Let's see. I'm reading chat. I should put chat on stream so you guys can see where I'm at. When is the banana map going to be used for the 1v1 ladder? I don't even know what the banana map is. The 1v1 ladder doesn't change its settings. I know your question is a joke, but just for anyone that's not aware, the 1v1 ladder does not have its settings changed. It is fixed. Does anyone know if achievements give you bonuses or are they just collectibles? Achievements will give you points, which can be used for leveling up. That unlocks things if you're playing Warzone Classic. If you're playing Warzone Idle, then levels have no meaning, really, because levels all give classic rewards. Why in the rewards, Idle sometimes capitalized? Is it? Clan Wars. Rewards. Idle. Oh, yeah. I should capitalize them. That's an OCD thing. Okay, I've added that to my list. Let's see. They give way too little XP. Yeah, you're right. The achievements don't give a whole lot of points. They are really designed just to be a little bit of extra. The main way of getting points is playing Warzone Classic games, multiplayer games. You have a suggestion for Warzone Idle. Regular, the cards make several sets that you can apply alternating per quick click. Wait. Reg the cards make several sets that you can apply alternating. Oh, you're talking about artifacts? One for long room, one for selling shopping, another for conquering, for example. Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. You want to make it easier to swap out the artifacts. That's something that I'm still trying to figure out how that should work ideally. Ideally, I don't really like the idea of swapping artifacts constantly, but I'm not sure a good way of solving it. So that's something I'm still thinking about. You should capture some idle levels, play some idle levels. Thanks for the kit bits, cowboy. Capture entire level on stream would be pretty wild. I probably could. I think I have 3 levels going right now. Let them tag you and emphasize your message that everyone should have channel points by now. Okay, I'm kind of out of the loop on channel points. How do channel points work? Is that like a thing you have to earn per channel, I assume, right? How are people earning channel points in my channel? I don't even know how that works. Please remove the zoom out function from idle when you gain a bonus. Okay, so you can turn that off. If you go to app settings, there is a checkbox right here. It says show animation when capturing a bonus. You uncheck that, and then it's gone. That was an easy one. Do you think you will add regular Warzone idle features in the regular game, like more of a resource for you to manage and buildings to build? I do think that would be a cool thing. So I've had people ask to add that to enable that for mod creators. So Warzone Classic has a mod framework where people can create their own mods, and the easiest thing for me, or the first thing I think I would do there, is enable mods to add things like mines and army camps or whatever, the little icons to the map, and then they can basically do without whatever they want. They can be any game mechanic the mod creators want them to do. And then if some mods come out that are really cool, we can start promoting them and leaning on them and start doing some stuff and let mod authors basically figure out what they want to do. Right now, I don't have any plans to do that myself, but I mean, right now I don't have any plans to integrate idle features in the regular game myself. But it all depends if inspiration strikes me. If I can think up an idea that's really good and I think fits in Warzone Classic well, then maybe I'd do it. But right now I'm not working on anything like that. Remember the Max guy that started complaining in the forums after Fizzer? No, I don't. Sorry. Some global chat mess escalates to forums. Will the idle battle text saying battle will end in X be fixed? I wasn't aware it was broken. If you encounter a bug, okay, in just general, I say this every stream. If you do encounter a bug in Warzone, there's this cool page called, contact, report a bug. Go to the report a bug page, warzone.com/report bug, or if you're in the mobile app, let me pull up the mobile app UI so I can show both ways. If you're in the mobile app, you click the little head in the top right, and then help, and then contact, and then report a bug. Anytime you get a bug, this is the best way of doing it. Especially if you're using the mobile app, you should report it from the mobile app. If you're using the website, you can report it on the website. That's the way to report a bug. If you have a bug, please report it. So if someone asked me, will this thing be fixed? Well, I don't even know what you're talking about. So no one's reported it. So if you find something that's broken, you should report it. That is the way to get things fixed. Don't we get useless stuff then, like resources we don't need to advancements anymore? It could impact the resources you get from advancements. You're talking about the thing I was talking about earlier with the resource change. It could, but it should still be fine because the techs, I assume you're talking about techs, not advancements. Techs are the thing that need resources. The techs do calibrate how many techs they need to earn them based on resource cache sizes. So it should be fine. It should all balance out. Will you ever force finish this game? I don't know what this game is. I've never seen this game before. I don't see why I would. It's moving. It advanced 34 minutes ago. If players are playing the game, I have no reason to intervene. All right, I know I'm behind on chat, but I will catch up. If you've asked a question in chat, I'll get there. If I scroll past it and I miss it, then you can ask it again if it's a valuable question. If it's a garbage question, I probably skipped it on purpose. Isn't there a real-time tourney that's been going on around 4 years? I have seen some of those before, and I think I've deleted them. As far as I'm aware, there aren't any still, but maybe there's one I'm not aware of. If there is, it's probably bugged. You can send it to me and I'll delete it. Can we make it so on a real-time game, if a player goes AI, the teammates can overwrite AI orders? Honestly, I'm not a big fan of that feature. The problem is if you allow teammate to set the AI orders, then it basically becomes an extension. The AI becomes an extension of your teammates. Which, well, I mean, in the case of a team game, if a player got booted, there's no downside to that. But in general, I don't like the AI players controlling the AI because it becomes very cumbersome to do so. You basically have to do so because the player controlling AI is going to be 1,000 times better than AI controlling itself. So you basically have to. It becomes, if you're in a strategic game, you basically have to control the AI, which kind of defeats the point of having an AI on your team. If it's by boot, then maybe. But if it's just an AI created, if it's a team game created with AI from the beginning, then that's the case where I'm not a fan of that feature. Is Fizz in FF or where is he? Right now I'm in FF. So FF was a clan I created to basically test the new clan features because I knew I was going to be adding some. I added open clans, the ability to list your clan on the Join Clans page, and then later clan wars. So I created a clan to help test those features. Let's see. People are really disappointed that 508 update killed INSS and Landria style maps. Can you help explain the reason behind this? What you're opposed to making the duplicate bonus restriction? Okay, so there's a restriction that I put in place that says that you can't have two bonuses in a map if you're a map designer. So put this in context. We're talking about people that make their own maps. If you're a map designer, you can set up what territories are part of what bonus. And I made a change to make it so that you can't have two bonuses that include the exact same territories. So example, this map has a China bonus. And some people want to have two China bonuses that are made up of the exact same territories. And when I first saw that, I'm like, I can't think of a valid reason to do that. I ran into a few maps that did it on accident, and it actually created a big problem in Warzone Idle. Because Warzone Idle didn't realize that the two territories were the same, or the two bonuses were the same territories. So it assigned two different rewards to them. And then it became very problematic it created a big mess. So I fixed that bonus. I scanned all the Warzone Idle maps to find if any other places of that existed, and I fixed all of those. And then I put a restriction in place to make it so that new maps couldn't come out with that. Now, I can't think of a valid reason why you would ever want to have two bonuses that contain the exact same territories. Because basically it would just be the sum of them, right? If you have a 3 bonus and a 4 bonus that have the exact same territories, if the player has all those territories, it means they have 7. So I'm not sure I quite understand why anyone needs to have 2 bonuses with the same territories. It seems a little weird to me. And I think it has something to do with the bonus links. So I don't completely understand it yet, but I think they want to have one of the bonuses be the bonus link and the other not be the bonus link, or something like that. I don't quite understand why it's required. Why can't you just use the one bonus for all the territories and put that bonus link on there? Are there any plans to have defensive territory bonus for multiplayer? Maybe someday. No plans right now. No. Farah says, having the big amount of updates to the GUI, Union UGS, how do you look back on the old interface? Oh yeah, this is how Warzone, or it used to be called Warlight, looked a long time ago. I have some screenshots that are even older than that. But yeah, I mean, it was fine for the time. It worked. The big reason I had to move away from this model was Google penalized me heavily on mobile usage, because these links, trying to click dashboard without clicking single player on a mobile device is next to impossible. It's too small. I mean, it's not next to impossible, but it's too hard. And Google has this algorithm that tries to detect how mobile friendly your website is, and this UI was not mobile friendly. So it also didn't stretch properly, because when you load it on a mobile device, it would cut it off in the middle of multiplayer, and everything to the right of that would not be visible. So yeah, this was the old website. It was not mobile friendly. That was the biggest reason it had to be redesigned. I mean, of course, we changed name as well. Are there any plans for Idle Battle? I'm getting close to the 25,000 points required for the epic artifact, but at the current rate, I can't imagine going for the next one unless the reward is outrageous. So there was better rewards added to Idle Battle. I think in the update, I think that was a week ago. But it was a secret change. It was a silent change. I actually didn't announce it in the patch notes. But yes, it has happened. More than one bonus can't exist for the same territories. I'm going to switch off of that. I know Farrah said he was talking to you about changing the 1v1 rating system. Any plans for this soon? Yeah, that is a discussion that is ongoing. I was talking to Math Wolf about it, I thought. And he said he's working on coming up with an official suggestion to me of what we should use. And I haven't heard back from him since. So the ball's in his court. Waiting on you guys. Well, even once it's ready, I can't guarantee it'll happen right away. But it is something that I am open to suggestion for. You can use channel points simply by being here. Okay, and that lets you highlight messages. Is that the only thing you can do with them? Can you do anything other than highlighting messages? You get chat points idly. You can use them by following. I know I'm behind on chat. I will get there. If you're asking a question in chat, I will get to it. I'm just behind right now. Any chance we can get regular Fizzer streams again? I'd like to do it. It's just it takes a lot of time. Is there a way to turn off the auto zoom function on the web? Yes. So I showed this earlier, but I'll show it again really fast. So if you go to your name in the top right corner, click App Settings, you get this nice little menu where you can change the settings. A lot of this page is copied from the mobile app, so a lot of settings that are in the mobile app are on this page. Oh, and one thing that's really badly designed about this page is if you're not on idle and you click here, app setting is just not in the list, which is confusing, and that's probably why a lot of people don't find it. I agree that's badly designed. It should be better than that. But once you open up idle, or actually any UJS page, like if you open up a Warzone Classic page, it works fine here too. You click app settings and there you go. It takes about 10 minutes watching to get the highlight message thing. Oh, I'm surprised more people don't do it. I love resource management. I love Warzone. I love being combined. It would be awesome. And those being combined would be awesome. You love resource management? Well, idle has lots of resource management. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know what specifically you're referring to, but I'm glad you like the game. Thanks for showing up. Why did you change the interface of clans on desktop? Ooh, that's a good question. So, that'll give me something to talk about. So, this page used to look different. Now, this is what I call a UJS powered page. UJS is just a technology I have that basically translates a page from the Unity app, which is what powers the mobile app, to the website. So actually, let me open the same clan. Whoa, whoa. What just happened? That was weird. Let's see. Let's go to clans. Oh geez, so many pages. Clans, view clans. So this is what the page looks like on the mobile app, and you can see they look the same. So I have a technology called UJS, and all that does is it takes a page that was coded in Unity and it makes a JavaScript version of it. And so the big reason that the change on the website is because we need to have one copy of this page in code that I can then add features to and change and have it update both the mobile app and the website. So to have two copies of the page would basically be double the work for me, because every time I add a feature to this page or want to change anything, like for example when we added the Clan Wars section, or recently we did a big update that added a bunch of clan management features, which you can see if I go to my own clan, where you can like remove players and kick out inactive people, which I need to do. I need to kick out people who are inactive, which is easier to do now than it used to be, because now it shows you who's inactive in your clan. There we go. All the inactive people have been kicked out. So that allows you to do that on both the website and the mobile app, which did not used to be possible. It used to be that was a website only feature. So one of my goals is to have every feature that's on the website also be in the mobile app, because this game was a web game first. Some of you might not know that, but this was developed a long time ago as a Flash game. So it was a website game first, and then later the mobile app came out. And so not every feature that's on the website has been ported to the mobile app. We're getting closer. I have a list of features that are in the website only, and that list gets smaller all the time. So as I mentioned, we recently got the ability to manage your clan into the mobile app, and we also got the ability to browse achievements was added to the mobile app. This used to be a web-only feature. And so that list is growing ever smaller. And so that's why the clan page changed, so that it could share its code with the mobile app. What are you doing for women in the community? My girlfriend says multiple people in M Hunters regularly troll her like a clown. Well, first off, we have a rule that says you have to treat other players with respect at all time, and that applies equally for all genders. So if people are trolling her, treating her disrespectfully, please report them and they'll be dealt with. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. When will so-and-so's ban be removed? Well, I don't talk about players' suspensions and bannings publicly. That's a private thing between me and that player. If they want to appeal it, they can email me. I'm never going to catch up on chat unless you talk less. Yes. What's there in that admin menu? That's super secret admin stuff, just for me. What idle games inspired Warzone Idle? A whole bunch, in fact. I used to play Clicker Heroes. I used to play... Of course, I played, like, AdCap a long time ago. All sorts. I don't know exactly what inspired it, but it's kind of a culmination of me playing a whole bunch of idle games and also thinking about how it would work to conquer the world in an idle game. And then I just came up with it. Do you have any leisure time? Sure, I do. So basically, my philosophy on work is whenever I'm not busy doing something else, I am working on Warzone. That is my life. That in a summary is my life. So if I have something to do, like if I have if I want to go exercise or go on a hike or go to a party or something, I'll go do it. If I don't have anything to do, then I'm working. That's life. The game Meld linked you is 8,000 turns and they've been sitting there doing nothing. That's fine. How are Clan Wars rated? What rating system are you using for it? Okay, that's a good question. So that's actually something I have not talked about yet, and I think I meant to put that in the blog post, but I didn't. So Clan Wars use the True Skill rating system. It's the same thing that the old Real-Time Ladder used to use, if you're familiar with that. But if you go to any clan's page, you can actually see what their Clan War rating is. So this is, everyone starts at 0, and it's just based on True Skill. So if you're not familiar with True Skill, it is a rating system that's basically like ELO, except it uses different math. So your rating is based on clans. So every game that's played, regardless of regardless of the players, is it's going to match you based on your clan's war rating. So like if we open up some thing. So it'll take all the players that queued for a specific template. So here is a time slot that was played yesterday. So everyone that queued for Small Earth 1 Wasteland, it'll take all these players and it will sort them by their clan's war rating. And then it'll take the highest two and match them up to a game. Of course, it'll never match a clan against itself. And then it basically just goes down the list. And when it gets to the end of the list, if somebody is left over that doesn't get a game, they will get a free win, as long as none of their clanmates got a game in that template. And that's a restriction there. That restriction is necessary to prevent abuse, because you can imagine if 10 people from one clan are the only people that queue for strategic 2v2, they don't get 5 free wins. They would just get 1 free win, and then the rest of the people would not get a game. And if you don't get a game or a free win, like Rento and Kittler didn't in this one, they can queue for the next time slot. So it doesn't hurt them in any way. These just miss out on that one. The reason these two people didn't get a game is because they queued for the 2v2 template. And when you queue for the 2v2 template, you need to make sure you queue along with someone else from your clan, because it's going to make a game with 2 people from your clan and 2 people from another clan. So if you queue alone from your clan, you're not going to get a game. So you need to be aware of that with team templates. Make sure you coordinate with your clan members. And that's why there's nobody here in this one, because nobody coordinated for some reason. Although in later ones, I remember somebody did. There were some 2v2 games. Yeah, here. It's a bunch of 2v2 games here. You can see there's an even number of the clans. 2 people from each clan and 4 people from Masters. Okay. Catch you in chat. Can you give a few trusted user swords to filter out the troll questions? I think somebody's doing that. I see a bunch of messages deleted by moderator for some reason. Is everyone seeing the Season 1 page on stream? Is it just me? Probably everyone. INSS bonus is why you need duplicates, biomes, elitists, and more. Need to use it to make it work. But why? I don't understand why you'd need 2 bonuses that contain the exact same territories. Can't you just sum the value of those 2 bonuses and use 1 bonus? From a technical standpoint, it should be identical. I'm currently making a map that requires duplicated bonuses to spawn extra warlords to balance out irregular shaped bonuses. Oh, that's interesting. But you should be able to solve that by defining your own distribution mode, right? Warlight looks epic. Where can I play that? Warzone is Warlight. It is the sequel. Warzone is the sequel. Landria doesn't use 2 bonuses for the same territories. Take a look at the bonus system for this double bonus thing. You need to be able to... The reason why people are asking to fix that change is because there is a bonus system that basically makes every category worth different amounts per territory. Right, but none of that explains to me why you need 2 bonuses with the same territories. Could you make creating AI games easier? When Flash was around, I loved watching battles AI create over the cliff spreading across the map, but now it is too slow to run with UGS. Is it? I wasn't aware it was too slow. So what he's talking about is AI games. So if you come in here, single player custom game. No, start a new game. And you take yourself out of the game, click OK. You can basically watch, you should also turn off fog so you can see what's happening. No fog. You can actually watch the entire game play out right before your eyes without doing anything. It doesn't seem too slow for me for UJS. One thing you can do is if you use the standalone client, it is vastly fast. It is more performant. So maybe you have a slower PC or something, or maybe using a really huge map. Try the standalone client or the mobile app. The standalone client does require a membership though, but the mobile app doesn't. I would try that and see if that solves your problem. As a creator, can you give yourself levels? I could, but I wouldn't. Fight of Europe you should use to increase the bank time to 4 members. Okay, so that template wasn't made by me, so let's talk about quick match templates. So, quick match templates, other than the ones that say fixed next to them, they were not made by me. So you're talking about Fight of Europe. So this was submitted by a player. Anyone can actually submit a quick match template just by coming in here and clicking propose new template, or at least once you win enough quick match games, you unlock that ability. So if you want a different template in here, you have to propose it, and then you have to hope other people vote for it. If enough people vote for it, then they get it in. Is it possible to not watch stacked attacks, instead watch every move one by one from a fast area? Yes. So this is also done via the app settings menu that I talked about earlier. You come in here and you unclick this box that says group attack transfers, and then they will all happen one at a time, and it will be excruciatingly slow. Like, let's go to a past game. It will be excruciatingly slow. I'm gonna mute this. Let's see. Because it plays out every attack alone. We'll be able to play more than once in a clan war a day. No, right now the plan is to have exactly 1 game per day as a maximum. And the reason is because, we want to make sure this is accessible to people who are not living their entire lives on Warzone. There may be more casual player. UGS pretty slow on low-end devices. Might have a standalone rank. The other thing you can try is different browser. You didn't mention what browser you're using, but some browsers are definitely faster than others. Also, you might be using Safari. If you're using Safari, that would explain why it's so slow for you, because Safari has terrible performance. If you're on a Mac, you should install Chrome or Firefox. Please fix the arenas on idle. Do not give me strategic 2v2. Well, the good news is all arenas are designed to be skippable. I had a design early on where I was thinking about making arenas like required, like you had to do them to continue the level. But I'm like, no, some people are not going to want to play every template, so let's make it optional. So if you don't like getting that template, just don't play it. Don't click the play button. There you go. Fizzer, I really appreciate all you have done, and this is the longest I've ever played a game. That's great. I'm glad you enjoy it. Thank you. Mines and IMAC. I think that's a factor too. What can you tell us about Mercer? All we know is he sent you a mail wanting to talk about investing. What level of influence does he have on your decisions? Are your philosophies for the game the same, or did Mercer change something fundamentally? And is he actively developing with you, or is he more in the background? Yeah, so Mercer, several years ago, he sent me an email. And funny story, I don't think I've ever shared this story publicly before, but all he said in the first email is, "What's your phone number?" That was the entire content of the email. And I ignored it. I'm like, what is this, some random troll from the internet? I'm not going to just give out my phone number to a random person that emails me. So after I ignored him, he came back and he wrote a little bit of a longer email introducing himself and explaining what he was. So I went and I read up on him, and I agreed to meet him. He was just a player of the game. He just found Warlight, as it was known back then. And so I met up with him and we talked, and he showed me how he played the game and all that stuff. And eventually, yeah, he decided to invest, and so he owns a part of Warzone today, and he works with me in developing the game. He definitely has some influence, but I am still the majority owner, so I have the final say in any decision. Is that background image a house you bought with all our money? No, that is a place I went on vacation several years ago. I did take that picture, but certainly not my house. Did you change the name? Why did you change the name from Warlight to Warzone? So Warzone is the sequel to Warzone is the sequel to Warlight. Yeah, no, I thought I said it wrong. So the entire game was basically rewritten from scratch. This was back in 2017. What's the ratio of desktop player to app players? Must be in more app players that seem to focus on that more. Why you changed the interface of Clan is clear now. Thanks. Yes, so there are indeed more app players than desktop players. Something like 2/3 the last time I looked, people play on the app versus 1/3 on the desktop. Although I imagine that might be a little bit higher because it's been a while since I last reviewed that data. So yeah, app definitely gets the focus. And I believe that's only going to be more imbalanced in the future. Like, there's so many more people now that don't even have computers that just use phones. Phones are everywhere. Phones are the future. Yes, Mercer is still active. Button below the chat bar, there's a circle with a number next to it. Click it and it gives you options. One of it is to highlight a message for what chat bots. This circle? This circle. Introducing channel points. Sweet. Modify a single emote? Wait. What does modifying an emote do? Highlight my message. Unlock a random sub. A random sub? It's cut off. A random sub ... I know a sub is a subscription. Oh, you can scroll down. Send a message in. Choose an emote too. Like, I can't resize this window. I don't know how to see. I guess I click it. I already have the emotes unlocked. Okay. Choose an emote too. I don't know why it's cut off. Manage rewards. Review requests queue. No requests. Okay, sounds good. How do I change my Twitch name? Yeah, I don't know exactly, so Google it. Booble Wrap map, the biggest map, doesn't work on normal Warzone, regardless if you make another map on Warzone Idle. Would it work? Possible to do or add player to team in diplomacy game? So bubble map on Warzone Idle. I mean, any map could work on Warzone Idle, but some maps work better than, or some maps don't work as well. So any map that has like one territory per bonus does not work very well. I don't think that's Bubble Wrap though. Bubble Wrap would probably work fine. I'm not that familiar with it, but it's also a pretty boring map, so I don't think I'd add it. Is it ever possible to add player to team in diplomacy game? So right, you're talking about adding a player after the game starts. That's a feature I've never really been a big fan of because I don't understand why anyone would join a game that's already in progress. I don't think there's a lot of demand. I think there's a lot of demand for people wanting someone to join a game that's in progress. I don't think there's much demand for people that want to join a game that's already in progress. So I kind of don't think that feature would work, but maybe I'm wrong. Achievements for Warzone Idle other than finishing tech, I can't find anything online about the other ones. So if you want to view your achievements, you can click the little head in the top right corner in achievements and it will show you all unearned achievements. You mean you don't know how to get them? So some of them you might be confused because some of them might be Warzone Classic achievements. I actually can't remember. If you're in the Idle app, do you see Warzone Classic achievements? I hope I filtered those out, but I can't remember if I did that. Warzone bug or www problem. Since a couple of days, my Warzone Idle tells me the system clocks need to remain in sync, and after that gives me an army boosts. Sometimes like I didn't change anything on my system. You should report a bug if you're having that problem. As I said earlier, if you're having a bug, go to help, contact, report a bug, explain what's going on, and hit submit. That's the way to report bugs. Subscribed. Oh, I have a subscriber. Oh, thank you. Snake Unit, the Snake Jacobson. On Idle and mobile, scrolling the tech tree on the combo app is vertical and horizontal. On Idle only app, it's just vertical and smoother. Small A should be dragging the LCD through the roof. It should be vertical and horizontal depending on the width of your screen. Like, if you're... The only thing I can think is the width of your screen is different. Because if you're on a wide screen, it's vertical only. But as the screen gets smaller, then it's vertical and horizontal. It's the only thing I can think of that's could make it different for you. I'm a young alpha male who wishes to acquire power on Warzone. How long will it take me to get the recognition I desire? In your opinion, it will take you 5. Oops. Clan Wars is a working thing now. It explains why I've been getting more clan invites again. Are you not in a clan, PS? You can't get clan invites if you're not in a clan. When you did a test season to make sure the test clan ratings don't count the actual season? No, I did not. So the test clan ratings did count towards the actual season. Technically improper, you're right, but I don't think it's too big of a deal. I checked account settings, but I don't see how I can toggle off turn progression. If you're in... Why does this happen? That's so weird. If you're in the mobile app, you click settings, and then you uncheck group attack transfers. If you're on the website, you click your name, and then app settings, and group attack transfers. Okay, serious question. Is it possible for you to view some of the mods and add some trusted so they can be used in tournaments? Yeah, so I do that basically on request. So if you have a mod that's been out for a while that you think should be considered tournament enabled, you should send me that request. Just go to the contact link at the bottom of any page, contact, send Fizzer an in-game mail, and send it to me. I will say that if the mod just came out, it probably should, stew for a while before being added as trusted. Like, it's a good idea to get a bunch of testing on it before we expose it to a greater audience. Like, it should have been out for at least a few months before we move it up. Just, it's kind of a natural progression. We want to make sure we get enough testing on it. Should the speed of Warzone Idle be sped up? Hard-hitting questions here. Are you ever looking for or accepting more developers to work on the main app game/site? If so, how would anything Whoa. My chat moved on me. Oh, it might have been my stupid mouse with the scroll wheel. It sometimes activates itself. How would someone with Unity JS skills? Right now, we're not really looking for more developers. Maybe in the future. But Warzone is a solo gig. It's a one-man show here. I've Diplomat that's still been going on. Its 5th year anniversary is in November. Really? Are people still actually playing it, or are they just delaying? I think I had a game that went... How long did my game go? I think my game went on for like 8 years. But it finally ended. HH wish my boy Chewiest a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Chewiest. Autopilot takes over 15 seconds to make an order depending on map size. That's a long time. I assume that's the JavaScript version. It's probably faster on the mobile app or standalone app. Out of curiosity, would it be possible to add a feature to Idle that allows the exchange of powers for coins so that people can actually do something with their unused power to get coins without having to buy them? Yeah, that's an interesting idea, but it'd be very easy to abuse that because you could just make an alternate account, get all the free powers, exchange them for coins, and then transfer the coins. The reason that we can give out powers as generously as we do right now is because they're not transferable. So by doing powers for coins, it makes them transferable, and then that we would, if this feature existed, we would have to drastically reduce the rate at which we give out powers, which would probably be a very unappealing change. If you own 1 territory and 1 bonus, you have 1 income. If you have 2, you get 1 income. To make this possible, the same territories need to have several bonuses. So you can have overlapping bonuses. That's fine, but why do you need 1 bonus that is the exact same territories versus just summing the 2 numbers for those 2 bonuses and you putting it into your 1 bonus? Where's the standalone client again? Okay, so the standalone client is only for members. I usually just Google Warzone standalone client, and then you find it. So it's only for members. That's why it's not like advertised super loudly, but it is a downloadable Windows, Mac, Linux app that you can use to play. It's basically the same as what you get in the mobile app, but no ads, which is why it's member only, because you can't put Google ads into a desktop application. Google doesn't let you. So that's why we have to make it member only, because members pay for the privilege of not using ads. Where is the music on Flash mode? Flash mode, I don't even think anyone can run it anymore. Can anyone actually run the Flash Warzone app? Like, I still publish it, and I still build it every time. Every time I put out an update to the website, I still have to build. I mean, it's automated, but the Flash app still gets built with all the newest code. But I can't even test it because I can't even run it myself. I think we're going to have to get rid of it soon, because honestly, if there was a problem with it, I wouldn't even know. I can't even run it. I don't even know how. Flash doesn't even run. What templates do you plan on having in the future in Clan Wars? Okay, so Clan Wars today uses the arena templates. Basically all the templates that exist in arenas in Warzone Idle. And it kind of has to do that because Clan Wars, of course, is a feature. Clans is a feature that spans both game, Classic and Idle. So Clan Wars is also a feature that spans both games. So because of that, the only templates that Warzone Idle players know are the arena templates. Those are the only ones they have access to play without switching apps. So that's why Clan Wars uses the arena templates. Now, in the future, I do hope to allow... I think we could have a system where we have maybe like 1 or 2 templates that are always the arena templates, and then maybe some additional templates below that can be non-arena templates for the people that are okay with playing that. And, you know, the people that are playing Warzone Idle just hopefully wouldn't choose those lower templates. They would just choose the ones they're familiar with. And it would allow people that aren't playing Warzone Idle that know the more advanced templates to choose those. But the other thing I'll say about templates is that no matter what templates are in Clan Wars, everyone's going to complain about it. And that's just a matter of fact, because there's so many different people with so many different tastes and templates that there's no set of templates that satisfies everyone. It does not exist. There's no list of master templates that if I chose those, then all of a sudden no one would complain. It just doesn't exist. No matter what templates are chosen, people are going to whine about the templates. So because of that, I just kind of ignore people that whine about the templates. It's like whiners are going to whine. You know, it's just a matter of life. Even systems like Clan League or the multi-template ladder that, you know, try to appeal to only strategic players, even within strategic players, they still have people that whine about them. So, and of course, Clan Wars is a much more broad feature. It's trying to appeal not just to the strategic community, but it's trying to appeal to the casual community as well. So yeah. You're still adding questions, comments twice as fast as I can read them. I'm watching my scroll bar here. It feels like I'm getting close. But there's no timestamps. Isn't there a way to show timestamps? Show timestamps. I thought there was like a checkbox. I don't see it. But, oh well. The arena let me play strat 2v2 3 times, and I get the reward each time. You should only be able to get it once per arena. I know there is a bug that if you have 2 arenas that both have the same template on the same map, this can happen when you get to the very large maps, that basically you can play, when you complete it, it might complete the wrong arena. Not the one you clicked play on, but rather one of the other ones on the map. So that might be what you ran into. But you can report a bug if you want to help me figure out what's going on. How do I, on UGS mode, turn on the music? Unfortunately, I think that was something that UGS does not have. Okay, so let me rephrase. UGS, unfortunately, does not have music. That is a feature that used to exist in the Flash version, but does not exist anymore. And honestly, it's just I didn't bother to implement it. That's the only reason, because I don't like it. Not that I don't like the music, I just don't like music when I'm viewing a website. I don't like websites to play music, let me say it that way. How did I choose the music for Warzone? Oh, so Warzone only has one official track. You can still hear it in the mobile app, although it defaults off. You can open the mobile app or the standalone app, and you come in here and check the music box. I won't check it now because I know I have 2 songs playing at the same time. But yeah, many years ago, I just went to a website that sold, you know, the royalty use of songs, royalty-free use of music. And I found a bunch of tracks that sounded good, and I got a bunch of my friends, and I narrowed it down to a couple finalists. I got a bunch of my friends together in a room, and I played them all, and I asked everyone's opinion, and I picked something that I thought that had good feedback. The problem with Arena 2v2 Idle is that it never fills unless I specifically go to World Chat and beg people to start their queue games and enjoy. Really, it fills for me. I play it. Back when Idle was brand new, I remember having a really hard time to fill. Like you'd have to let it sit there searching for like 5 minutes. But these days, when I click it, it starts like within 30 seconds. I haven't seen that problem. Actually, I'd be curious to know what your rating is on the 2v2 Arena PS. If it's really high, that might explain why you're having a different experience than me, because it's probably trying to match you with people that also have a high rating, which there might not be enough of. If that's true, then you just let it search and it will eventually expand its search. And it will, if you let it sit for more than like, you know, a minute, it will basically match you with anyone. So the way Quick Match works is when you first start searching for a real-time game, when you click play now, it will first only give you a match against somebody that has a very similar rating to you. It'll try to give you a match against somebody that has a very similar rating to you. And then only if it can't do that, if you've been waiting for a while, it will basically expand its radius of what it's willing to match you with. And then once you've been waiting long enough, it'll basically match you with anyone, regardless of rating difference. Are we ever going to get more premium colors that are $14? Yeah, maybe. If you made Viridian available, I definitely get, what is Viridian? Viridian color. It is a blue-green pigment. There you go. This is the color that Cordius wants right there. He wants to have a pile of grains. Do you prefer playing real-time game or multi-day games? I'll play both. I don't have a problem with either. I probably play more multi-day games just because they don't involve waiting, which is more conducive to my busy life. Because with a multi-day game, you just log in, click the game, and finish it. Take your turn, and then close it. You never have to sit around waiting. With real time, you have to sit around waiting for your opponent. He didn't really answer the question on why Warzone was chosen to be the name. Personally, I find it less unique. Yeah, I just like the name. Of course, I picked Warzone long before Call of Duty Warzone came out. And it is quite unfortunate that now the name Warzone is pretty much tainted. That is something that I am working on. I can't announce. I don't have anything to announce at this time. But the conflict with Call of Duty is a work item that is in progress. Console or PC? PC Master Race all the way. Big maps with phone doesn't sit right with me. Sure. Yeah. If you're on a really big map, it can be hard to do on the phone. But if you have a big screen available, like a computer, then use it. If you don't, you can use a tablet, or you just have to live with it, or don't play big maps. In a situation where someone becomes an AI, he could be replaced with a new player, or maybe only at the beginning of the game on dashboard game. Showed like game started. Yeah, I just don't know who would ever want to join a game in progress. Once a game started, you can add a player that's playing on your team, but your team in a diplomacy game. Which scene allowed Fizzer won? Oh, that's a good question. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I don't need to look. You don't see app settings Warzone. Okay, so I talked about this earlier. Well, I don't know. I won't talk about it again because I've talked about it enough, and I'm behind on chat. So we go over questions asked in the forum too. Yeah, when I catch up. People who are here get priority. Hey, Mr. Sister, thanks. I'm glad you enjoy the game. Will you be able to get questions on the forums? Just answered that. Can you read the mail? The blinking icon is driving you crazy. No, I'll wait until after stream. Plan on making a mod myself, but I don't have a membership for Warzone. How be able to test this mod? You really can't. You need to be a member to make mods. The reason I want to add a player in a game to your team is so you don't attack each other by mistake. Yeah, you're talking about diplomacy features. So there is a mod for using diplomacy mods that make it so you can team up and not attack your teammates. You should look into using that mod. There's a few of them actually. Is using alts for mod testing still allowed? Yeah, that's fine. There's still confusion about items X into blue, but please see for a concrete example. I will look at this after the stream. Or I'll look at it now. Yeah, so this is what I was afraid of. It's long. That's why I wanted to look at it after stream. Change the name back to Warlight. I have to explain to people how Warzone is not Call of Duty Warzone constantly. Obviously kidding. Oh, well, if you're kidding, then I suppose you're happy with Warzone. Yeah, as I mentioned, that is something that's in progress. Flash itself an update in mid-2020 because of not working more because the day of 2020. Yeah, so Flash has been killed off by Adobe. You miss the old Warlight music? You can use tutorial or something? Yeah, if you're using the mobile app or the standalone app, you can turn it on. There's no set of best templates. Imagine Clan League doing this to Clan League and just pick smaller with autodist. Sure, you should try it, Farah. Go for it. You can do it. What's the worst that could happen? Would it be possible to get a feature for changing every map's bonus at once? Are you talking about overridden bonuses? Like, when you go to create game, where is it? Nope. Oh, if you're changing all of these. Yeah. That would be a nice thing to have, maybe? Actually, I don't know. Why would you need to change all of them? Because you want to change them all to 0? I think there's a mod for that, isn't there? What's it called? Bonus value quick overrider. Each bonus is set according to the Polygon formula. Here you go. There's a mod for that. Show timestamps is probably a better Twitch TV thing. Where to find the app settings on desktop Warzone? Timestamps under chat appearance under the settings. Chat appearance. Chat appearance. I don't know where chat appearance is. Under settings. Of course, there's not a set of templates that satisfies everyone. However, there's a set of templates that satisfy the most amount of players. You can even weigh on how many players have contributed to the game. Yeah, so the thing I want to avoid is making sure we don't cater to just the strategic community. We want to make sure we cater to everyone. And ultimately, you know, I'm going to pick templates that I personally enjoy. That's kind of the guiding principle that created Warzone in the first place, right? I mean, like, I made a game that I enjoy. So I'm going to make a game that I'm going to continue making the game that I enjoy. It doesn't mean I'm only going to ever pick templates that I like, but I'm going to gravitate towards them. They're going to get preferential treatment, as I'm sure you would do if you made a game too. You don't want to make a game that you don't enjoy. Why not make the quick match game system works for Clan Wars? Why not to make the quick match game system work for Clan Wars? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by the quick match game system, what part of it. The big reason that Clan Wars needs to have like time slots and stuff, you can't just click play now, is because you want to make sure people are on at the same time. Because the problem with quick match play now is you're just going to get other people who are happen to be clicking play now at that exact moment, which is probably not going to be a great game. Having everyone queue at the same time ensures that you get like top clans matched against each other. Would you like to try to code a Warzone AI player? Is it possible to have such assistance for such a project? Yeah, so you can actually make your own Warzone AI. If you go to this blog post, the Warlight AI goes open source. This still uses the old name, but it's the same thing. So the Warzone AI is actually open source. It's on GitHub. It's right here. You can actually read the source code and see how the AI works. You can also make your own and play against it, and you can do all that stuff. This blog post describes how to do that. Yeah, it's linked right here. Sometimes I have to wait over 20 minutes to get a 2v2 arena game. Yeah, what's your rating on the 2v2 template quick match? But it shouldn't take 20 minutes. It should never take 20 minutes, even if your rating is high. So actually, I take back that question. Yeah, I'm surprised. I would ask what time you're doing it, too. It might just be a case where you're doing it when not very many other people are on. And this is something that will get better, too, as more and more people play. Which, Warzone is growing, by the way. We have more people playing now than we ever have in the past. So, and it's continuing to grow. So this is something that will get better over time. With Quick Match, can anything be done about the coin games? I play Quick Match and only get 1/10 games as coins. That is something I've wanted to add. So right now in Quick Match, you can only specify the maximum coins you're willing to play right here. There's no way to specify a minimum, which is something I would like to add. Now, it does try to match you in a coin game if it can. I imagine you're talking about real-time. You didn't specify if you're talking about real-time or multi-day, but if you play multi-day, you're more likely to get a coin game because it has more leeway, and the system does try to match you with coin games if it can. But if you're playing real-time, then you know it can only make a coin game for you if there's someone else that's willing to wager coins looking for a game at the same time as you, on the same templates as you, So that's probably why you don't get coin games as often if you're playing real time. If you're playing multi-day, I would expect that you should probably get them more often. If you're talking about multi-day, please let me know, because that would be surprising. Your rating is 10, very low. Yeah, I mean, you and Intimidator are both European, or right? You're European, right? So which might mean you're queuing when there isn't many other people on. Most people are in the US. Isn't the stream going to be safe for watch on YouTube later? Yeah, I'm recording it. I'll hopefully upload it to YouTube. So can we have a button to disable a feature that matches us with players with wildly lower or higher rating on QM? I don't think you need that button. I think you should always want to be matched with someone with the same rating as you. What's my favorite food? Oh, ice cream, for sure. Silverlight is the main language again, yeah. For people who don't know, this Warlight, or Warzone, used to be called Warlight, which was originally a Silverlight game. Silverlight was old technology. It was basically the Microsoft's competitor to Flash. It didn't last very long. I mean, Netflix used it for years until they finally ditched it. Is there a certain timeline or average length of time each level should be completed in? I mean, certainly if you take every player that's played a game and average them, you could get an average. I don't exactly know what that is. I do record that data, so I could write a query to find it out, but I don't know it off the top of my head. There's also a certain goal that I set when designing a level for how long a level should take. It's worth noting that my goal is very different from what a human that plays the level will actually get, because I have a little program that just plays a Warzone idle level. You know, it can play an entire level in seconds, just simulates it. But it's really dumb. Like, it always conquers the cheapest territory. So that's why a human's always going to be better. But at least gives some baseline that you can use to compare different levels against each other. That's my reminder. Clan Wars starts in 30 minutes. All right, so people that want to participate in Clan Wars, 30 minutes from now, it's going to happen. Is there going to be a function to organize the clan forum in the future? I have no plans for such a function. Why do you feel it needs to be organized? Oops, that's not the clan forum. Are you talking about your particular clan forum? Or are you talking about the clan's forum? Would you consider a bribe armies with gold cards, that they change sides, battle in the armies that get places next turn, or they take over the territory? That sounds interesting. That's the kind of thing I would like to see as a mod first. So like somebody should make a mod of that, and if the mod becomes popular, then I would consider maybe making it an official feature, but should be a mod first. With Quick Match, can anything be done about the coin? Oh yeah, I already asked that. 40-player FFA on Small Earth auto distribution. It's actually not entirely unenjoyable. Like, you basically just stack for a while. Make a big stack. You don't even get a bonus. You just make a big stack. Is this your full-time job? Yes, indeed. It has been my full-time job for over 10 years now. Did Fizzer confirm that was his house? It is not my house. Is Strategy an arena template? Yes, it is. Is there a more simple way of making maps? No, there's only one way of making maps. Well, you can use any SVG editor you want. So, if you're confused by an SVG editor, you can try a different one. When there are many players in a game, it would be nice to have an option to not display limited opponents in the player list. So it does sort the opponents. So if you go to a game, maybe this one. So this is actually something that only sorts the opponents when you load the game. So like right now you can see R is the first eliminated player and everyone down here is eliminated. That's useful if you're in a multi-day game, because every time you open the game, it will resort the list, and you'll have only the playing people up here. That may not help you if you're playing a team game, because it's going to sort by team first, and it may not help you if you're playing real time, because the list only sorts when you first load the game. Although if you're in real time, what you can do is you can close the game and then reopen it, and it will resort the list. So that's not exactly what you asked for, but hopefully it helps. There's currently an extremely popular suggestion for adding a new card called the release card. Okay. Release cards allows new players. This is something I already talked about before, which is, well, first off, I don't know why this would be a card. That seems really weird, but I don't know who would actually be willing to join a game in progress. Like, I think there's a lot of demand for people that want people to join in progress games, but I don't know who would actually join in progress games. Like, I don't think there's much demand for people to join an in progress game, and I don't think the feature would work very well if it's just constantly never used. So because of that, I don't think it's that great of a feature, in my opinion. I can be proven wrong, but that's just my opinion. You are lucky to have such a loyal group of people who make maps and create tournaments. Absolutely. The Warzone community is fantastic, and they are amazing. Will you ever give them shares in the company when you take it public? Sure. If Warzone ever goes public, players will certainly get some shares. I don't think Warzone will ever go public. It wouldn't have a user script that stops the mail icon from flashing, but just highlights it. I do not, but someone could build that. Is the Participation Clan War so far within your expectations? Oh yeah, it's exceeded my expectations. I was afraid it would be like, 5 people. I was afraid when I set the initial number of templates to 3 that they would not fill. By the way, the number of templates is dynamic. I mentioned this on the blog when I first announced it. The number of templates in a time slot is dynamic based on past demand for that time slot. So the first day, there was no past demand, obviously. It was the first day. So they all had 3 each. But now, in 24 minutes, we're going to get our first time slot of the second day. So this is going to be the first time that the number of time slots, the number of template options is going to be chosen based on past demand. So what it's going to do, it's going to look at the time slot from this exact same time yesterday, which is this one, and it's going to count the number of players, which is what? 28 plus 32, 50 plus 0. So it's going to say 50, and it should have 5 templates, because 50, it just divides it by 10. That's all it does. So that's good. We'll have more templates. And basically the idea is you want to have at least 10 people queuing for each template. If you have too few, then it can't make good matches. So it's going to look at past time slots from that same time on previous days. So the idea is, like, if it's in the middle of the night, or if it's, Asia, which doesn't have a lot of players, then they will have fewer options that they'll actually have enough players to get good games. What you don't want to have happen is you don't want to have a bunch of templates that just have nobody in them. Like this one had 1 with nobody in it, but that's fine because it's 2v2 and people just didn't. This was the first time slot ever, so it's maybe not a good example. So this one actually it has players from every template. It's going to be interesting seeing with 5 if they all get filled. Any plans to interfere or modify midway? No, we're not going to change anything for Season 1. Season 1 is fixed, but we will certainly review all parts of Clan Wars by the time Season 2 starts and change stuff up based on how it works. We have more way to check the games there, so it's far difficult to check the overall results. Yeah, I am going to add more ways to check the games. Like I want to add a way where you can see. Oh, that's really annoying. I want to add a way to see, like, right now you can only click territories and you can see all the games that went into those territories, but there's no way to see games that haven't yet been assigned to a territory, and there's no way to just see a list of all games for a clan, and there's also no way to see all games for a player in a clan, which all those are things I want to add. They're on my list. They would have been in the 5.11 update, which was today, but it was one of the things I had to punt to the next update because I was trying to get 5.11 out before today's stream. Just because there were a few bugs in Clan Wars that I want to get fixed, notably the timer. So I kind of pushed it out. How many active players does Warzone have? It has... I don't really reveal the public number. I actually don't even know the public number. It's actually really hard to calculate because you can play Warzone without being signed into an account. So it's easier for me to count the number of accounts, but some people have multiple accounts and some people play without being signed into an account. And it's actually really hard to get that number because I can count the number of people using a certain platform, but then I don't know how many of those people are playing with an account versus without an account. How many of those people are playing on multiple platforms? It's not easy to know, but so I don't even really know. It's not something I keep track of. Is it possible a lifetime mods payment or a cheaper, longer term price? So you can get a lifetime membership, but it's expensive. The release card would be awesome. How many will we be able to add NFT to a Warzone map and template and get rich with lots of electricity? Sure. Someone should make an NFT of a Warzone map. I'd buy it for 10 cents. What country's food is my favorite? Ooh. I've never thought about it breaking it down by country. I've actually only ever been to the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And I was in Mexico when I was a baby, so I really only know United States and Canada. I need to travel more. It's hard when you're an indie game developer, though, you know, living on a budget here. I do hope to travel one day, though, and maybe ask me again in 5 years, and maybe I'll have a better answer for that question. You're welcome, Zombie Slayer. Glad you enjoy the game. Idle challenges are indeed hard. They used to be... Yeah, I've had a really hard time balancing the idle challenges. Honestly, that feature did not work out as well as I thought it would. I actually made... Let's see if I can show these images. Oh crap, I don't know where they are. Are they here? Oops. Hold on, maybe I can run this. Yeah, so I made this little utility to try to help me balance the challenge levels. So here's what this is every green dot is a win. The horizontal axis is how much AP you have, I think. Hold on. Yeah, the horizontal axis is how much AP the player has. The vertical axis is how much AP the AI has, your opponent in the challenge level. Oh, that does not work. And then this is the first challenge level, so Hurry's Castle. And then you can see there's kind of a positive correlation. But you get lots of weird artifacts, like you can see how there's a red block here and a green block here. This is a level that actually works out pretty well. But then there's some other levels like this one. This is a level that's a complete disaster. Because no matter how much AP the player has, they can't win as long as the AI has more than, you know, whatever this horizontal line is. So, like, this is a big disaster. And some levels are just like, yeah, all these levels... I spent a whole bunch of time trying to figure out how to balance these properly, and you can see a bunch of these. And these are not necessarily the I need to say that this is not the production levels. I regenerated the levels after I collected this data. So like I changed stuff, and then this is just where I left off. But yeah, you can see that I spent a whole bunch of time. Main reason I bring this up is to demonstrate that yes, I spent a whole bunch of time trying to balance the challenge levels. And I came up with something that's kind of workable, but I'm not totally happy with it. It is something that I would ideally spend more time on and get to be better. But yeah, right now they are too hard, but I actually can't make them easier. It doesn't work as well as I thought it did, as I thought it would. I have a little program to play an idle level in about 30 seconds. Well, yeah, but it only plays it. It simulates it. It doesn't actually play it. Simulates it. Like it simulates time moving at an accelerated rate. It wouldn't. The source code to this utility would not help you unless you had the ability to fast forward time. And if you had the ability to fast forward time, you wouldn't need this utility. Will there be leaderboards for Warzone Idle, such as how fast you completed the levels compared to the rest of the world? That would be cool. It's not something I'm playing right now, but maybe someday. How long have you been working on Warzone? So I created this game in 2008. So it's 13 years. Are talking about the clan forum that's only visible clan members. Having maps for specific subjects would be nice. Oh, so you want to organize your own personal clan forum? Nothing like that is planned right now, but you can put it on user voice. I feel like in Warzone Idle I'm taking much longer than normal amount of time. For instance, like two weeks for one level, so I'm just not sure that's the proper amount of time. So it depends what level you're talking about. The early levels shouldn't take 2 weeks, but the later levels, 2 weeks would be very good time. So they get slower as time goes on. So 2 weeks is not necessarily good or bad without knowing the level. Who are some of your favorite opponents? I don't know. Clan Wars is 15 minutes. Start of day number 2. Everyone is eligible for this one that starts in 15 minutes, by the way. So you can join one clan war per day, but this is rolling over to day 2. So everyone is eligible, even if you've already played in day 1. Day 1 is done. It's in the books. How many developers work on the game? Just me. I proposed this suggestion in the user voice forum. What do you think of the idea of power trading? I already talked about that. Well, I talked about converting it to coins, which is the same answer. About joining in-process games, what about players that have been eliminated from that game? Or if a player booted but is high income, would be great to be able to switch. Yeah, I mean, it could happen. Would be an interesting feature. I'm not sure how much demand there is for that. How are battle wins calculated? It's all about time to finish. Whoever finishes the map first. What is the highest phase / level of Warzone Idle currently being played? The last level is Europe Huge. Does Mercer write code for the game? No. Tutorial for beginners? Well, if you're a brand new beginner, you should do the built-in tutorial. Does Season 2 start immediately after Season 1 finishes? Right now, it won't be immediate. I'll have to manually do it, although I plan to manually do it immediately after Season 1 finishes, so it should be pretty close. In the future, they probably will be immediate. When you make a tournament and you want to invite non-active but still active clans, it gets annoying to check through all the clans without a search bar. Yeah, how does that work? Tournaments isn't UJS. Tournaments. Create tournament. Yeah, yep. Oh, I'm not going to be able to see the invites without actually making one. All right, this is where we pull out the dev server. Oops, I minimized everything. Come back. Okay. Community, tournaments. Create tournament. Yep. Sounds good. All right. Okay, sure. Go. Yep. Rules. Forward invites. Clans. So, are you talking about the mobile app or the website? When you make a tournament and you want to invite non-active but still active clans, it gets annoying to click through all the clans without a search bar. I guess you're talking about the mobile app, because on the website it's not paginated. You just Control F, you just scroll down and find it. Is there a way to save the history of a single player game after you finish it? I've heard conflicting things about this. There is not directly a way, no. All you can do is, the best you can do is record it. like get some screensavers, get some screen recording software and record it. It's not exactly saving history, but you at least have some record of it. Single player games take place entirely in your browser or on your device. Please add a search bar for clans, at least put them in alphabetical order. Yeah, I agree. It would be nice to have a search bar. So, user voice, feature requests. Let's talk about feature requests. If you go to the contact page, you click on user voice forum. This is the main way of suggesting features. You can enter your feature here and vote on features you want to have added. And I do use this, and everything that gets posted here gets emailed to me, so I see it all. Is there a possibility the clan will go to war with each other like they do in Clash of Clans? Maybe someday. It's not a feature that exists right now. I've been stuck in the 5th level forever, and I'm ascending? Oh, the 5th challenge level, yeah. I don't understand who gets to make the first move each time. That's why I need a tutorial. Okay, so move order. If you go to the wiki and you search for move order, there's basically 3 types of move order. And what you can do is you can look at a game and see what type it uses. If you go to the settings of a game, scroll down to move order. Move order. So right here, this game is no luck cycle. So no luck cycle move order basically means that well, let me talk about them in order. So random move order means every turn a random person gets first move. And you never know if you're going to have first or second move. Cyclic move order means you don't know on the first turn, but then after the first turn, it alternates back and forth. So you go and then your opponent goes, and then you go and your opponent goes. So like maybe you'll have all the odd and your opponent will have all the even. No luck cyclic is like cyclic in that it switches back and forth, but the first turn is based on how fast you play on your first turn. So like if you enter your orders really fast, then you'll get first move on the first turn. And in particular, when you're on no luck cyclic, it also tells you right here, you will get first order this turn. And you can actually click move order and see how fast. So I committed in this game in 23 seconds. Dreamworker committed in 52 seconds. So that's why I have odds and he has evens. So the answer to your question is first look at the settings, see what it's configured to, then come to the move order page on the wiki and read about how it works. Can we get a list of smelter crafter recipes in the Warzone wiki? Not the cost or ratios, just the names like the mines lists. Yeah, I mean, you could add a list. You're basically not even adding the recipes. You're just adding a list of all the resource types. Because the costs and ratios are the only thing that make up the recipes. So you can add a list of the resources is really what it sounds like you're asking. I don't know if that's too valuable because it's just going to be a list of words, but sure. You can play clan battles in other time zones. You can play it no matter what time zone you're in, yes. Who do you predict will win the next clan league, and why is it S Ninja? Well, because they've clearly won 100% of the clan wars, so can't beat that. Can't beat 100%. Why do some people get the surrender tutorial for every boot? So it's based on your boot rate. So if you only get an occasional boot, you're only going to get the surrender tutorial once. If you get booted in like half of your games, you're going to get it for every boot. Because it's kind of like it's punching the dog. It's like you did something wrong. You need to learn how to do it right. Can the next Warzone spin-off be a first-person pay-to-win shooter called Call of Duty Warzone? Warzone Call of Duty? Sure. I don't know. Call of Duty is trademarked though, so I don't think we can use those words. We can call it Warzone now. Warzone Duty of Call. I'm going for that AP next. Does anyone include a list of all recipes that cost recipes at level? Why are there more than 40 plus AI in single player if 40 is the max number of players? There's only 40 AIs in single player. Why is there more than 40? I don't think there is more than 40. Can we get no luck random move order just for chaotic neutral peak centrism? I don't know how that would work. Is the reason that there are colors available in very large games that can't be set as primary or secondary color? Yeah, so there's the concept of reserve colors. So when you create a game with more than, more than 28 people, you need to use the reserve colors because every player has to have a unique color. And there's only 28 base colors. And it's actually really hard to find 28 colors that don't conflict with each other. Like, already there's some that are kind of close, like red and orange red. And what is it? Like, I can't remember the other ones. But there's a few that are way too close and really shouldn't. Maybe ivory and yellow. It's really hard to find 28 colors where you don't have any that look similar to each other. In fact, it might be impossible. So that was a problem just coming up with 28. But then when we wanted more games, we wanted to have games with more than 28 people. So we ended up making what we call reserve colors. So basically, if you need them, we'll give even more colors, but they're definitely going to conflict. Like Tyrian purple and dark magenta are way too close. So they're definitely going to conflict if we use the reserve colors. You're going to have cases where two territories are too similar. And for that case, you really just have to use the magnifying lens and click on them and see who owns it. But we want to minimize the number of times you have to do that. So that's why the reserve colors are not usable unless you absolutely have to. How's the match rating for quick match games figured out? Oh, so match rating in quick match it's mostly based on your rating for that template. So this is a match rating. So when you click play now in quick match, or when it tries to give you a multi-day game, it tries to match you against somebody that's going to be a good game for you. And it uses quick match. You have a rating for every template and you have a global rating. And now you also have, quick match. Where are my ratings? It's on templates, I think. Yeah, so you have a rating. So my multi-day rate, my global rating for every game I've ever played is 900. My team rating, just for every team game I've ever played, is 132. And then you also have like a multi-day game rating, a real-time rating, a 1v1 rating, free-for-all rating, and you also have a rating for every template, which you can see on the leaderboards tab. Wow, somebody broke 3,000. So your match rating is basically a combination of your rating for that template and your global rating. That's all it is. And that's what's used for matching you with somebody else. So it's mostly based on your rating for that template, and it uses a little bit of your global rating. Mobile users continue to ask how to get to Clan Wars. Will be something added to homepage? So it's very simple. You just click the button in the top right corner and you click Clan Wars. That's it. That's all you have to do if you're a mobile user. I don't think it gets much simpler than that. Why not make white a color? Just because it's too bright. We try to avoid the really bright colors. Perhaps add texture colors for each larger game possibility. That's a good idea. Whew, you caught up. Finally. And 4 minutes to Clan Wars. 3 minutes. Wait. Oh. Maybe my clock's a little off. Mine says 4:56. Oh, there it goes. 4:57. Okay. So, Clan Wars starts in 3 minutes, everybody. Day 2. Everyone's eligible. And I'm going to be interested to see what templates it uses, because I think it's going to try to put 5 on there. I need a drink of water. On mobile and desktop, you can have a single-player game with a full 40 AI and still have yourself and 3 AI left over. Really? It might be a bug. I didn't think you could. Let's try it. We have time. Be fast. Lightning fast. Without ourselves. Huh, you're right. That's probably a bug. That might be because 3 AI started in the game. Like, I'm going to click OK, then click change. Oh. Yeah, I think it just repopulates. Let's try something. Let's start over. Let's remove these 3. Let's save it as a template. Test. Go back to custom game. Load the template. Oh, it actually puts 3 back. Let's save 1 AI in there. Overwrite. Load the template. Change players. So now there are... Yeah, so now there's 41 AIs. So yeah, it looks like the bug happens just because 3 AIs default in the game. So that's... And it puts 40 in the box. Always. So that's why there's 43. It's a bug, but it's a pretty minor bug. Alright, what do we got? Time slot in 31 seconds. Crap, now I don't know where I messed off. Thanks for the subscription. Can you make a standalone diplomacy game? You're asking me to make a diplomacy game? I don't play a lot of diplomacy games. Would you buy that beautiful house in the background? That was just a vacation I went on several years ago. I should, Oh, come on. Why can't I dock this? Okay. Get people to stop asking me. I'd break my vacation to fight masters right now, but it's just another distraction where I don't really need any distractions. What? Why didn't it refresh? Clan Wars. View time slot. Alright, what do we got? Small Earth Auto Dist. Small Earth 1 Wastelands. Commander's LD no cards. Multi-attack Light Fog. Good templates. There's some excellent templates. Amazing. Top notch. Is it possible to win all single-player games? Some appear to be impossible. Yes, it is possible to beat every game. Part of the process of making a new level requires beating it before we be allowed to enable it. Yeah, so community levels, they have to be beatable by their creator in order to be there. So that's how we know they're all winnable. The timer bug is fixed on the website and the standalone app. It is not yet fixed on the mobile app. So if you're on iOS or Android, it'll still be wrong, but that'll be fixed as soon as the app update is released, which I'm going to start working on as soon as the stream ends. I love people who live their dream doing a job. It is most likely no state-run job agency ever asked or advertised anybody to do it even without. If the question is controversial, what would parents, friends think when you started that journey? Yeah, I mean, I definitely love working on Warzone. It is my dream job. My parents and friends were all pretty supportive. My parents never really understood the game. They were always really confused. But I mean, they understand it's just a board game. My friends, many of them played it. My friends were many of the first players, in fact. I never really advertised it anywhere. That's how this game grew in the very beginning, is I just invited a bunch of my friends to a game. And they invited their friends, and it just grew like that. You cannot participate in the same clan war season from 2 different clans. You must create FedEx to start clan wars. Did you change clans? That is true. If you are in a clan season as one clan and they switch to a different clan, you won't be able to participate anymore. You have to wait until the next season. or go back to the original clan. Is it everyone who gets one time slot within each 24-hour period? Everyone can join one game, yeah. You said number of players to 5 or 10. Yeah, I thought it was going to be 5. I would have to look at the code to review why it's only 4. Need the ability to stop notifications when you're no longer playing? The only notifications you should get when you're no longer playing are like you get one if you're in a fog game and you're eliminated, you'll get one notification when the game ends so that you know the fog is lifted and it's time to, you can go back and read the fog or view the game, view what happened behind the fog. You shouldn't get any other notifications about games you're not in. So yeah, 6 minutes left to join the clan war. Everyone is eligible because this is day 2. What do you think about a gold trophy for being on a single player match? Gold trophies are reserved for truly rare events. Beating all single player maps is not noteworthy enough to qualify for a gold trophy. Are you the only developer of Warzone? Yes. I do have a business partner, but I am the only one developing it on a day-to-day basis. Do you make good money for this game? Make enough to survive. I don't know if I'd call it good money, but it's money. I don't understand how LD, local deployment plus commanders, is going to make new players not feel overwhelmed. Isn't it better to go for simplistic templates? I don't know. I mean, I don't think local deployment commanders is that complicated. I think local deployment and commanders work very well together. I think that they're good features. The problem with commanders normally is you have to be very careful not to put your commander on the opponent, leave your commander on the opponent's stack because they might have a bunch of income you can't see and they stack a bunch of income right next to your commander and kill it. But with local deployment, it's much harder to do that because you can only stack income near where you get it. So commanders tend to be much more powerful in local deployment games. Forum questions? Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm still doing chat questions. The glowing community tab is kind of annoying. It should be better now. Oh, I haven't seen it yet since the update. It was changed. Oh, it doesn't glow for me because I'm already in the clan war. But yeah, I originally developed it on Firefox and it looked really good on Firefox, and then I deployed it to production and I realized, oh crap, it doesn't look very good on Chrome. So I made changes to it in today's update to make it look better in Chrome. There's 60 players, it should be 6 templates, not 5. 32 plus 28 is not 50. Okay, math. I'm not a mathologist, all right? After beating Koso, the champion, the past 2 seasons, but not winning the clan league, think you can pull it off the new season? I'm not participating in clan league. Could we get an auto-generated game that picks a random map from the same list as ranked? An auto-generated game that picks a random map from the same list as rank. Casual plebs. I don't know what you're referring to. Is there an update to autopilot planned in the future? Not planning anything right now, no. Sorry if this has already been answered, but what is the reason you removed the ability to have duplicate bonuses? Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the stream. When you queue for a template, pressing the sign up button to play another template will remove you from the queue for your current template, not add you to the queue you selected. Really? Oh, crap, you're right. Good call. I will get that fixed. Thanks for pointing that out. I agree, it should just move you. Do you have an exact point when you consider the game done? When you thought the game is stable from that point, there will only be upgrades? I mean, I would call it the 1.0 release back in, what was it, 2010? I mean, it's not done, but it was the point where it was considered the official release, and at that point it was upgrades. But upgrades includes new features, so new features go through that same revision process where they're implemented and then upgraded over time. How do you correct match ratings? I answered that earlier. It's basically based on your template rating and the global rating. Let's see. We also have questions from the thread. Let's see, I already answered that. Is the 40 cap on new clans a permanent change? It could be tweaked after the first season of Clan Wars. I don't have any plans to tweak it. I think it's better to have a bunch of medium-sized clans rather than a few monster clans with hundreds of people. I think it's better for the community. You've talked about trying to get idle players more engaged with Classic. How is this going so far? And how do you plan to improve the link between the two games? I actually don't really know. Like, I do have data that I could answer that question with, but it's not something I keep track of. So I can't really say how it's going so far. I just make decisions that I think make sense. How do you plan to improve the link between the two games? So far, I've announced Clan Wars, which is a way that will get idle players more interested in Classic. It's still kind of a weak way, in my opinion, because first they have to find the Join a Clan button to be able to join a clan, and then click it. Oh, and there's no clans open right now. This is a problem we need to address at some point. We need to find a way to make sure there's always at least one open clan. I'm going to write that down as something to look into for the future. It's not good to have no open clans, because that means that new players don't have the ability to get in. Wow, we have a lot of people. What is it? 80, 90, it's 100 people. There you go. We're in the 3 digits, boys. But yeah, as I was saying, first they have to find the Join a Clan button. They have to join a clan, and then they have to find Clan Wars and come on at a certain time. So I don't think it's a super strong way, but I do think it will help idle players get into Classic more. Obviously, not everyone will be interested in it. Some people will just try Classic and realize it's not for them, and they'll just keep playing idle, and that's fine. But some people will try Classic and say, oh, this is amazing. I want to play more of this. Would you consider changing the name of clan to Alliance? I don't think there's much demand for that. It's kind of set in stone at this point because it's been live for so long. Do you have relative numbers on how many times features are used? How many visits does recent games get on the ladder pages? Would be interesting the average user interest in. That data is collected. Like, I keep web server logs, but I don't really look at it very often. If I was a big company, I would probably have an entire person dedicated to reporting and figuring out what's used and what isn't. But as a one-man company, I basically just make decisions that I think make sense, and whatever happens, happens. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time analyzing. I don't know a worse joke. I'd have to think about it. With your most recent update, you choose Clan Wars. In blog post, you dedicated a section to Clan League and Clan Wars. Do you personally think the two will complement each other or repel each other? Yeah, so as I said on the blog, I think they'll complement each other. Hold on, I have to cough. I think they'll complement each other a lot because Clan Wars is going to be much more casual than Clan League. Clan League is much harder to get into. There's going to be some people that have a lot of success in Clan Wars that are just casual players, and then they're going to want to step it up to the next level. It's like having a minor leagues and a major leagues. If you had to remove a feature for the game, what do you think you would remove? Oh man, I think I have a good answer to that. There's some things I regret adding. Like, some things I think aren't very good features, like attack only and transfer only, especially attack only. It's not that it's bad, it's just that I don't think the benefits of it outweigh the cost it takes to learn it. I also think about saying multi-attack, but then, multi-attack is okay in some situations. It's just in most situations, I don't think it's a very good feature. Like, multi-attack actually combined with local deployments is pretty fun because the local deployments implement a lot of restrictions on being able to make a big stack and multi-attack all over the place. But without local deployment, multi-attack in a lot of settings, it's just kind of a crap fest. You allowed Molly to give himself the tag script creator when we're using his script. I have not allowed that. That is not something I was even aware of. You seem to keep track of the amount of upvotes and downvotes of forum posts get. Do you also keep track of upvotes of individual players get? I do not keep track of that. I mean, it's in the database, but I don't keep track of it. It is something I would like to do something along that lines. There's people that just consistently post bad stuff to the forums, and they get downvoted a lot, but it still takes time to get all the downvotes in for it to get hidden. People that get downvoted a lot should have more preemptive punishment. Is there a way to reverse my first game such that I move to a different clan? Actually, I don't see a problem participating. I get played from another clan whose rewards I'm going to get the old clan rewards or existing I'm in. Oh, that's too bad. Somebody got booted. My opponent got booted. I was going to win anyway. No, there's no way to reverse your first game. Once you participate in clan wars from a clan, you're basically locked into that clan for the season. Our best game against each other was multi-attack? I don't know if I remember that. I don't play a lot of multi-attack unless it's the local deployment template. Do you see any commander-like actors being introduced in the future? I remember during your single-player overhaul, you hinted at other types coming, if not. Yeah, that is something I want to get around to someday. Other special units is what they're called. But it's not something I'm working on right now. Will there be more fun stats? I like fun stats. I think those are fun stats. It's not something I'm playing right now, but yeah, I like the idea. Will you ever allow to change the Warzone staff clan icon to the Warzone logo? Maybe. Probably someday, yes. I think the answer to that question is probably someday, yes. I just haven't gone around to it. How much does Warzone cost to run each day? It costs about $1,000 a month to keep the servers alive. The idea would give people recognition for the hours they put into add Warzone. Sure, that's something definitely we need to do more of. How long did it take to make the game? And why did you choose to change it to Warzone? So I've been making it since 2008. The game name, Warzone, is the sequel to Warlight. It just makes people confuse it with Call of Duty, in my opinion. Yeah, well, obviously I didn't know Call of Duty was planning on using the name in 2020 when I named it in 2017. If I did, I wouldn't have named it that. What are your plans on future Clan Wars development? From your standpoint, 160 players could have 40 players in each time slot. What? 160 players could have 40 players in each time slot while a new clan kept... No, they can't. Every clan is limited to 40 players per season. Do you have plans for more clan interactivity? Not at the moment. Certainly would like to do more someday. How long did you have Warzone as an idea? Like, how long did it take you to start after you came up with the idea of it? I can't remember exactly. I mean, I always have like a list of like 100 different features I'm mulling over, and some bubble to the top and end up getting done, but there's always tons of stuff on the back burner. Did Call of Duty Warzone hurt your Warzone name and the amount of new players joining pre-post name change? I don't know the data off the top of my head, but in general, it's not going to be a good thing having the same name as a multi-billion-dollar game, as an indie game. What happens if someone were to gift Rafflebot a membership? It's just a normal account. It would show as a membership, yeah. Would you acknowledge such person? I would not even be aware because that account is automated. The title for gifting Rafflebot would be The Benefactor. Are you considering an update to the forums, specifically edit posts on forums? Yeah, so one of my goals is to have feature parity between the website and the app. So editing forum posts is something that I hope to do because that's something that the website can do that the app cannot. There's other things as well, like editing profile pages is something you can do on the website but not the app. Another thing is joining ladders. You can't do it in the app, but you can on the website. So all these things need to get done at some point. But this has been like an overarching goal I've been trying to do for years, is to make feature parity. It's really, I've been trying to do it since the mobile app ever first came into existence back in, what was it, like 2010, 2011? So it's taken a long time, but we'll get there. Actually, that list is growing smaller all the time. So eventually that list will be at 0 and it'll finally be done. Will profile pages or forum pages ever be rewritten in UGS? Ideally, yeah, eventually. Profile pages probably have a higher priority than forum. But yeah, the benefit of doing that is it means that there's only one page I have to maintain. Because right now the profile pages and the forums are something that's duplicated. It exists both in the mobile app and in the website. And the only reason that happened is because those things existed before UGS existed. So back then I couldn't have made them with UGS. How often do you get mails from players having issues converting their local ghost account, what I call them silent accounts from the app to a proper account with email password? So the issue that people run into sometimes is, so the way it works is if you start playing Warzone on the mobile app without an account, you basically automatically get a silent account. And then if you later decide you want a full Warzone account, you click the sign up button, you give it an email address and password or Facebook auth, and it will convert your silent account into a full account and you won't lose any progress and everything will be happy. Where people get into trouble is what they'll do is they'll first create a Warzone account and then for whatever reason they sign out of that account. And then they start playing the game again. Maybe they uninstalled the app and then reinstalled it years later and didn't remember that they had an account. And then they've essentially, if they don't sign into their existing account, but instead they start playing again, then they basically have created a second account. And if they later sign into their old account, then they freak out and say, oh my God, everything disappeared. What's going on? And it's like, well, you signed into an account that was made, a year ago. Why did you do that? Why did you should have been signed into your account. The assumption is that if you have a Warzone account, you're always going to be signed into it. If you sign out and start playing again, you basically have made a new account without realizing it. Are there going to be changes to how vacations work? Okay, so yeah, vacations is a really old feature. So to put yourself in perspective, back in the day, when vacations was implemented, I don't remember when that was, maybe like 2009 or something like that. Back then we didn't have a mobile app, right? Most people didn't even have a smartphone. And most people that had a smartphone didn't have internet everywhere. Like a lot of times it was only when they were on Wi-Fi. And really you couldn't play your games from your phone. So if you were going to go on vacation, most people just played from their computer, right? So if you're going to go on vacation, you really would not be able to play your games. So we needed a vacation mode. So if you're actually going to be away from your computer for a while, you needed a way to activate vacation mode. Because before vacation mode existed, what people would have had to do is they would have had to leave all their games, right? They would have had to surrender or stop joining new games like a week before they left. And even a week sometimes wasn't enough because sometimes you're in games that last for months. So it was a huge problem. And so we added vacations features so people could actually leave and go on vacation and come back and resume their games. But today, I don't really think that's much of a... I don't think the main reason that vacations was added is much of a justification exists anymore. Because you have a mobile app now. You can just play it on your phone. Why do you need to take a vacation? So I think vacations is one of those features that maybe should just be removed. I don't know. I haven't figured out what we're going to do about vacations yet anymore, but it seems like most people that use vacations these days are actually abusing the feature and aren't really using it how it's intended to be used. Are you happy with where Warzone is today? Absolutely. Warzone has exceeded all my expectations. Like, when I created this game, I thought I was just going to play a couple games with my friends and then quit. Like, that was it. Move on to something else. But I just had so much fun working on it that I just kept adding to it and adding to it. How did the idea come to you and the motivation to make it? So when I first started playing, I just wanted to play it. Like, I was playing other Risk-like games with my friends online, and I hated them. Like, I thought they had terrible interfaces, and they were terribly designed, and I had a bunch of ideas I wanted to try. So I decided just to make my own, and I thought I'd just make my own. I'd play a few games with my friends, and then we'd move on to something else. But I had so much fun working on it, I just kept working on it, adding to it. It was a side project. Yeah, when I first started making it, it was like, I was still working full-time as a software engineer, but every free second I had was spent building the game. Like, I would take my vacation days and my paid time off days from my job and just work on Warlight all day long. How long did it take for the game to be profitable? So after I left my job, I first started charging for it, or I added the membership system where you could buy a membership, and but it was not profitable. Like, it didn't generate anywhere near enough money for me to live off of for about 3 years. It was 3 years after I went full-time on it, which was about 2 years after I started working on it. So it was basically about 5 years of working on the game before it made enough money for me to live off of. And that was with me living as cheaply as possible. I basically did nothing that cost money. Would you have done differently if you start now? I don't know. Certainly there's gambles I made along the way that didn't pan out, but at the time they were the right decision. Like transitioning off of Flash was a huge project that just took years of time. But at the same time, back in 2008, Flash was the de facto standard for web-based games. Like, HTML5 wasn't really ready yet. You have to remember, back then, most people still used IE6. That was the most popular browser in the world. So Flash was probably the right decision back then, although maybe I should have abandoned it sooner. But would you have any advice for new indie developers? I would say start small, build a small prototype of your game, and then iterate on it. Build the core game mechanic as quickly as possible, and then just add one feature at a time, and keep the game playable and working the whole time. Vacation is necessary for those who might be without internet. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's along the same lines as the reason it was implemented. But how often are people without internet? Does that really happen? I feel like most people that use vacations are not using it in that case. Is it possible to lower the sound of the new turn sound in the browser? Yes. So if you go to, when you're in a game, you can go to, when you're in a game. Oops, what happened? Yeah, add a Clan Wars reminder. That is something that I am thinking about doing, a push notification for it. App settings. Go to app settings, and there's a slider right here. Also, if you're on Windows, you can just right-click your sound icon and go to volume mixer. I'm bringing it up just a second. You can go to volume mixer, and you can adjust your different app volumes here. how many hours per week do you spend working on Warzone nowadays? I don't really keep track of my hours. I don't really know the answer to that question. It's definitely a lot. My perspective on work is whenever I'm not doing anything else, I'm working. To be fair, I use vacations when I'm going out and drinking, but I usually have lots of games expiring within one day. But you can only use a few a year, so how are you? You only drink a few times a year? I imagine others' vacations will need to put the game on hold when they have stuff in life they need to focus on. Sure. Yeah, it's understandable. Can you add a feature to download extremely long in-game chat logs? Yeah, that is something I actually do need to do. That's been a problem for a long time, and it's something I need to address, and it's something that unfortunately I haven't, there's no real good solution on. And what he's talking about here is, if you get into a game, diplomacy games run into this, where if you have thousands and thousands of chat messages in a game, and if you're not reading it, when you're reading it, the new messages, it's not a problem. But if you want to go back in time and go read something you read before, you basically have to click the button that says load older chat, and it can take a long time to load. And in some cases, for the extreme case, it can just completely freeze your phone. Why are there only 4 maps used? So, I just picked 4 maps that I thought made sense for Warzone battles. You could really use any Warzone map. I already talked about this. Is it on mobile? I couldn't find it and did get the update. Yeah, the Clan Wars, you just click the top button and then click Clan Wars. Do idle battles overlap Clan War games? Sure, they're separate systems, so they can overlap. I heard it costs extra coin for a player to join over the 40 limit threshold. Is this true? No, you have been lied to. Upgrading the Clan War map to Belgian Gentleman's Huge Earth. Every season will use a different Clan War map. I don't know what future seasons will use. Those will be decided when the season starts, not before. Do I plan to add the deferred deployment template? No, I have no plans to add that. What are your long-term plans on Warzone? 10, 15 years? I hope it'll just continue as it has been. Just continue iterating and adding features and improving the game over time. I don't have any plans for a new big game like Warzone Idle. I plan to keep just Idle and Classic for the time being and just iterate and improve upon them. Do you think Warzone Idle will ever become more popular than Warzone Classic? It's certainly possible. It's entirely up to what people enjoy. It's not something I'm going to dictate. It's not something I have an intention for or I'm going to dictate. The popularity of the games is going to be based on how many people enjoy the game. And I'm just going to make the game, and whoever enjoys it, enjoys it. Why did you decide to spend so much time and effort on Warzone Idle? So I just really like idle games. Like, I've played a ton of idle games, and I think they're a lot of fun. I like the idea that it kind of plays itself. And I like in Warzone Idle where you can buy advancements to basically automate the game. A lot of idle games become tedious when you have to spend, once you get to the later levels and you got to do a bunch of manual work. I wanted to add a feature in the game that you can buy that allows you to automate the game itself. So I just think it's fun and interesting, so I made it. Do you plan to do more Q&As? Sure, I hope to do them more often. Do you expect the Warzone player base to go down once COVID ends, and how do you plan to combat this? That's not up to me. If people don't want to play Warzone and they would rather go out and live their lives, that's their choice. That's not something I would try to combat. People can do whatever they want. I'm just going to make the game, and if they enjoy playing it, go for it. If they don't, if they want to go do something else, that's cool too. I'm not going to try to fight them. Say, no, how dare you go out and live your life? Come go back to your couch, play some Warzone. When will there be more Clan War slots? They're dynamic based on the number of people that have, or are you talking about time slots, or are you talking about templates? So the templates are dynamic based on the number of people that have joined that time slot. More time slots we'll probably have more in the next season. How many players need to play before we add more slots? I think there's enough. If the demand stays at what it is right now, we'll have more slots next season. 1 or 2 hours later. Shifting the slots 1 or 2 hours later. So right now in the current design of Clan Wars, the first slot is always at midnight. It's hard-coded that way. There's an extremely popular suggestion for adding new card. Oh, we already talked about the release card. We already talked about this. You say that the current templates are the most popular. What is it based on? So Small Earth, One Wasteland is by far the most popular template on Warzone. Even outside of Quick Match, that's true. How is it like to run Warzone? It's great. I mean, it's a job. A lot of people don't realize how much work it is. It is a full-time job for sure, but it is my dream job. It's what I love doing, and I enjoy working, so it works for me. What is your favorite thing in Warzone? Ooh, that's abstract. I don't know how to name a favorite thing. I like everything on Warzone. I can tell you my least favorite thing, or among my least favorite things, is like I hate spending time working on payment features, like payment processing and ads and all that stuff. Like Clan Wars is a feature that I think is really fun to work on. If I could, I'd just make the whole game free and never have to spend time on payment features. Like something I've been needing to do for many years that I've been putting off is the ability to do like sales, like temporary discounts. And it's just so boring to me. I don't want to do it. I know it'd be a profitable feature, but it's not interesting to me. Can my map of blah have its original name back instead of the shortened name that was changed back with map of the week? I think the problem with that map name is it's so long it ends up like messing up the layout of the site. If you had some spaces in it, I think it would be fine. Can you add more Inspire Mercenaries for Idle in the Coin Wheel or Raffle Bot? I think the Raffle Bot and the Coin Wheel weigh the powers based on the usefulness of the power. So the reason that one's rare is because it's so powerful. Outside of Quick Match, Rise of Rome seems more popular, but that's not one specific template. Yeah, I don't know. If I sort by template, Small Earth, One Wasteland is the most popular. What colors will be chosen on the Clan War map once you've run out of backup colors? Okay, so the Clan War colors. The way it works is it looks at your clan, and it looks at all the members of your clan, and it counts up their primary and alternate colors. And then it counts up how many occurrences of each color existed. And then it looks at what colors are taken on the map. And whatever is not taken, or taken the fewest number of times, is assigned to your clan. If you run out and every color that was taken, then it will start reusing, which is unfortunate. I do have a plan to make more colors in the future. Also, if anyone in your clan has purchased a reserve color, like the black or the green prison or whatever, then that color is eligible to be used for your clan. But if no one in your clan has purchased it, then it won't be eligible. I do have a plan in the future to add some more colors or do something to try to minimize the duplicates. We don't want duplicates on here, but it can happen. When you launched Idle, you created the Reddit Warzone com and Reddit Warzone Idle on Reddit. You've also added links to the Reddit. Yeah, so somebody tried to take over the r/warlight subreddit. They tried to kick me out and basically do a hostile takeover of it. And the Reddit admins actually intervened and unfortunately took their side. So I created our Warzone com as a backup just in case we absolutely need it. In case our warlight gets destroyed, we at least have something we can transition to. And I created our Warzone idle just to make sure some troll didn't take it. They aren't currently used, but no plans are in them right now. Honestly, I don't have time to deal with it. My time is spent improving the game. All your updates clash with vocal player feedback. Idle updates, killing Xmat, adding 40 player member caps. Sometimes you also have very quick turnaround. So one thing you have to understand is that there's going to be vocal players both for and against everything. So just because you see a whole bunch of people yelling about something doesn't necessarily mean everybody is against it. As a game designer, how do you decide what feedback to act upon, which players? It's actually really hard because, as I said, anytime you change anything, you're going to have a bunch of people whine about it. People are very resistant to change. Sometimes as a designer, you just have to see the vision, see the long-term vision. And sometimes you have vision that other people don't. Like you have a direction you're trying to take something that, everyone can't necessarily see or agree with. And so I read the feedback, but sometimes you have to listen to it and sometimes you don't. I don't really know how you decide which one to act about it. You just have to take it case by case. You mentioned on Discord the alternative to idle is making Warzone itself pay to win. Yeah, so at some point, the game has to make enough money to survive because the game costs $1,000 a month just to keep the servers online, and it's my full-time job, so it has to make enough money to pay for that, or I'd have to either quit and go get a job, or I'd have to add pay to win type of features to the game, which I don't want to do. So Warzone Idle was kind of the compromise of we can add features there that make money without having to add any sort of pay to win features to Warzone, which is why it's always kind of silly. I always think it's kind of funny when everyone advocates, against Warzone Idle, people that try to say that everyone should quit. But if everyone quit, then it wouldn't make money anymore, and I'd have to look at some other option to make money. And I don't think people that are advocating quitting Idle would be very happy with the option that they're advocating for. But as it said, I don't think anything like that is necessary because Warzone Idle is actually making more money than Warzone Classic, so it's working quite fine as it is, and so it's been successful in its goal. Compared to peers in the risk space, Warzone is consistently more innovative and ahead of the curve. For example, you migrated unions. You just made the risk guys only escaped Flash late last year. And still in the process. Why do you think Warzone does a better job here? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not in touch with any of the people that make the other risk sites. A while back, I met the people that made the site victorsunited.com. They tried to sell their website to me. I did not buy it. I think they've later sold it to somebody else because it's not run by the same people anymore. But I don't know. Maybe they're just not. Maybe those games don't have full-time devs anymore. Maybe they're not owned by the original people that made them. So maybe the new people don't know, understand the code and are able to make that. I can only speculate on what other people are doing. I can only talk about what I'm doing. I remember one time I met someone at a party who played Conquer Club. That's probably the most popular Risk game. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I actually make a competitor to that. You should go check out my game. And he would not go check it out. He had no interest in trying Warzone. He was a Conquer Club diehard. Do you have any plans on making modifications site more transparent, consistent, predictable, and accountable? Sharing with players a secret detailed copy of the rules the moderators actually enforce? There's no secret copy of the rules. Every moderator the first thing you tell every moderator is go read the rules page on the wiki. If I search Warzone rules, am I going to get it? No. Warzone.com/wiki/rules. First thing every moderator is told. Go to the rules page. Read the rules. That way we can enforce them consistently. Clearing up confusing statements in the published rules. If anything is confusing to you, let me know. I will explain it. Was Warzone's dependence on ad revenue becoming a serious challenge? In general, I wouldn't say it's becoming a serious challenge. I would not word it that way. But in general, I don't like relying on ad revenue as a business model. You might know for the first 5 years of this game's existence, they did not show a single ad. There were no ads at all. I really tried to make this a game that works without ads. Because in general, I don't like ads. I don't like seeing ads as a person, and I don't like implementing ads onto a website as a website developer. I really tried to avoid it, but after 5 years, I finally had to give in and add ads, and it was a good decision because that was the point where I could finally actually live on the site. Like I wasn't draining my savings account every month anymore once ads were added. Do we have Ask the Community page? You can ask here in chat, but I think we're about done with the stream, so you better ask your question quickly. We're going to start wrapping up soon. Is there a link in the rules page on the special admin button? Yes, there is. Is it planned to add a hierarchy for clans, different rights for different people? I do think that is a good feature. It'll probably happen eventually, but it's not something I'm planning right now. Just recently we added the Recover Clan button, which helped a lot. Because before Recover Clan was a thing, you had to be really careful who you gave your manager rights to. Because if you give manager rights to the wrong person, they can just kick you out of the clan. And then there was no way to get back in other than emailing me and asking me to add you back, which is something I would do. But now with the Recover Clan feature, I don't need to do that anymore because it's automatic. When was the first time you saw someone in public playing Warzone that you didn't know? Oh yeah, so it took a long time. It was like several years in. I had like 1 degree of separation a few times. Like one of my friends would see someone in public playing the game, and they'd be like, and they'd report back to me like, "Oh my God, I came on the other day and I saw this person playing it." Or like I met a friend and they told me they play it, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's amazing. This never happened to me." It did finally happen. I actually met someone in a bar, and this guy, we were just talking, and he told me. He asked me what I did. I'm like, "Oh, I make this Risk-like game." And he's like, "What? I played that game years ago." I was like, "Oh." So I looked up his account, and yeah, you should. It happened eventually, but it has not happened very many times. I know you answered the question about duplicate bonuses already. I wasn't here and I wasn't able to give a coherent answer for a reason. Yeah, we've talked about it a few times. So I don't really understand why you need... I just need to understand it more. I don't understand why you would need 2 bonuses that have the exact same territories. Because if you own all those territories, you're going to have both bonuses. You're either going to have both bonuses or neither of them. So what's the point? Can't you just take the 2 sums of their bonus values and add them together and make it 1 bonus? Functionality-wise, it should be exactly the same. What's the next thing we focus on in Warlight Dev in broad terms? I don't do Warlight Dev anymore. We only do Warzone Dev around here. Warzone has been... Warlight is a thing of years ago. It's been gone for years. Missed it first time. Have you reached periods of burnout or working on Warzone? Is there anything you do to get out of it? Certainly, burnout, I think, is something that affects everybody. And honestly, if I get burned out, just take a break. It's all you can do. It's something you learn to manage after years of doing this. Is eventually you just gotta take a break. I don't know if there's a better way than that. On the custom scenario page, can you make it so that bonuses can be changed from there? Yeah, that is a request I get from time to time. That's another thing for user voice. There's no downside to that feature. It's just a question of prioritization. So go to the user voice forum, vote for it. If it gets enough votes, it will be something that will eventually happen. Proper explanation is in your blinking mail. Okay, I'll read it after the stream. I'm not going to pull up mail on stream because there might be something in there that somebody doesn't want to be public. Will Commander's option be free ever? Maybe someday. I have no plans to do it right now. What's the next thing you'll be focusing on in the game that should probably be subjectively called Warlight Dev in broad terms? So right now it's Clan Wars refinement. So I want to do more for Clan Wars make it more involved with Idle somehow. I mentioned that in the original blog post. Clan Wars refinement. Warzone Idle and Warzone Classic refinement is the broad terms. I'm not making a third game at this point. I'm just going to continue refining these two games and adding community features. And, everything listed on user voice is a possibility. Why is the Clan Wars map not displaying which games conquered the territory for Polish equals Central America? It is. It should be. If you're not seeing them, maybe take a screenshot of what you're seeing and send it to me in a bug report. I'm really liking Warzone Idle. Super entertaining clip with great work. Thanks. I'm glad you enjoy it. I enjoy making it. Okay, let's see. Did we finish the forum thread? I think we did. I think we're getting close to wrapping up here. Hi Fizzer, really appreciate the game. Hope you continue to improve the game. Things go well. P.S. What new colors could potentially be added? Thanks. I'm glad you enjoy the game. There might be new colors coming out soon. Stay tuned for that. All right. I think we're going to wrap up there unless any questions come in at the very end. Do you prefer playing Diplo, competitive FA, or team games? I prefer playing 1v1 games mostly. You checked the wrong territory. I checked Central America, didn't I? Are you talking about Baja? Ooh, there's an error. That's why. Okay. That is a bug. All right, I've written that down. Thanks for letting me know about that. There's definitely a problem. I'll get that fixed. Thanks to everyone for coming and hanging out. We'll be wrapping up the stream now. So yeah, this was fun. I hope to do this more often. Yeah, so if you have any other questions that didn't get answered, you can always mail me, or you can report bugs if you ran into a bug. Thanks everyone for watching and hanging out, and hope to see you guys next time.
Film.
I haven't seen
Oh
it,
shit!
but I will give it a
shot. Fizzer rated us with 48 viewers. Fizzer, thank you.
What's Fizzer?
Fizzer's the dude who made the game.
What's Fizzer?
Fizzer.
Does it start with a P?
F. F as in Frank. What's up, everybody? Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Anyways,
come watch me shit on this game.
Yeah, if anything, we have one spot open. Join this game. One of y'all, get in here. T-Best, one of y'all. Dan. No, thank you, Fizzer. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm so excited for Last of Us because guess who's making it too? The same people who did
Who?
Chernobyl.
What? You're
Yeah.
kidding. How